got so many topics to be covered. Now, what needs to be covered? Which examples I need to take? All these things I will be able to understand better if you are able to answer this question. So I see most of you are from manufacturing. Okay. Healthcare also. There are, say, around 10 people from healthcare. Okay. But 42 people from, okay, it's increasing. 42 people from manufacturing, oil and gas also, around 10 people. Banking also 10 people, around healthcare, okay, 12, 13, increasing. Okay, so now I will try to give an example which is a neutral in nature, means a process which can fit into both manufacturing and healthcare and banking and IT and construction. So a lot of people are from construction too. I have got one video. I don't know you were there. That I talked about lean in construction. Just now I played a video, but I'm not sure whether you watched this because if you have joined earlier, you would have watched this. But don't worry. After the meeting, after the training, I will play these videos on Lean Six Sigma in manufacturing, Lean Six Sigma in banking, Lean Six Sigma in healthcare, and Lean Six Sigma in IT, and Lean Six Sigma in construction. Okay, so I'll play. Okay, students are also education. I will play one video for students also towards the end. Students have to wait a little bit. Okay, so we have students as well. Okay. Okay, fine. So thanks a lot for participating in the poll. And if you can just answer this question also. Which department do you belong to? What exactly you are doing in your company? Okay, sector is different, but sometimes you are in manufacturing, but you are in finance. You're a CFO. And in that case, you are from finance. Operations, okay. Quality, a lot of people from quality. If you are from quality, you must have heard of us. Yeah, you must have heard of Lean Six Sigma, and you must have heard of Anexas, for sure. And just let me know if you have heard of. Please let me know. Yeah. Yeah, oh, already you have heard of. That's it. Prajwal is telling, Akash is telling. Okay. Okay, that's good. You have heard from all my friend John, Jim is okay, that's really great. So that's really great. Hospital, okay, hospital I'll play for sure. Okay, thanks a lot. And thanks a lot for participating in the poll. So I have people from HR, from quality, from finance, operations, engineering. Oh, it's a mixed crowd. No problems. We will, okay, so I will see Lean Six Sigma is generic in nature. It is not related to any particular domain. Lean Six Sigma is about improvement, improving any process. And improvement can happen in any process, any industry, and every industry requires that. Okay. So I'll be playing some videos as well from our training programs. You see, when I conduct the training, our training comprises of some videos, 30% videos, which we give it to you. Okay, and this will help you to recollect whatever you have learned in the classroom. And then 70% are like interactive. Now we have got right now hundreds of people in this seminar, so I can't tell everyone or I can't interact with everyone. I can see like, okay, Chandra, you are from BPO. Sahil saying yes. Okay, fine. So I can read your comments, but I'll not be responding it to you individually. The focus will be totally on learning part. So that's just wanted to tell you. And so I've got enough information about my agenda. So now I will make my agenda. And I just give me 1 minute. I'm trying to add on what's few more chapters and videos. I don't know. Otherwise, I'll pull out during the session only. Okay. So I just added some more content depending on your the domains. And thanks a lot. And thanks a lot for answering my query. Okay, so Mohammed Nafiz Khan, I'm from Transportation Department. And okay, so which country you are from? Are you working in? Are you working in Saudi Arabia? Because the largest uh, uh, transport logistics company of Saudi Arabia, Naqel, is our client. Okay. Okay, great. Thanks a lot. And now let me start. And the agenda for the training is. So once again, formal welcome to everyone. Those who have joined recently. Yeah, we just had some poll. And welcome, Mr. Abdul Karim and Brajesh. Yeah, and Mudabir. Okay. Oh, garments, accessory manufacturing. I will play one more. So my team, please make a note. Manufacturing, banking, IT, depending on the number of people, you can see even in for garment manufacturing industry, please. Yeah. I hope Naveen, you're noting down, right?
Yeah, noting.
Naveen is supporting me. Naveen is supporting me. Who's because I can't see your and my team, like 7 people also behind who are there, who are supporting me. Thanks to them. Thanks to whole Anexas team for being there at such a late night. Okay, fine. Okay, great. So what we are going to cover is introduction to the company. I'll introduce myself, then introduce you to the Lean Six Sigma benefits. Then we'll talk about a project. See, in my green belt and black belt training program or master black belt training programs, all the levels, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, master black belt, I always teach by using examples. So we learn the tool, and after learning the tool, we apply the same tool to a real life project. We'll imagine a project, we'll think of a project, and we'll apply our learnings to the project. That's the best learning. There is no use of learning something theoretically. So theory is important. Without theory, you can't apply, right? So theory is important, but once we learn the theory, so some theory of basic statistics will also be taught to you. Okay. Okay. Then we will learn DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. DMAC is the tool, is the method. These are the phases, which are, so hi, Umaima, welcome, and Basma, welcome, and Sarah as well, welcome. Yeah, so I can see everyone. Now I'll be just focusing on the learning part. So DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Hi, Maharajan, welcome. So we'll learn about this, and then after that, applications in industries. I will be taking you through the example, but if time permits, I don't know. Focus will be on learning, maybe using one project itself. But if time permits, I will maybe show you one project more. Yeah, it depends. Okay, so Munira from Oman, welcome. Yes, Saeed, welcome. Thanks a lot. Okay, so let me introduce you to the company, and also taking you back to our classrooms. Earlier, we used to do training programs in classroom, right?
Hi, I'm Amitabh Saxena, and thanks for joining our courses in Anexas. I'll be taking you through the green belt topics and the black belt topics day by day, hour by hour, and also share my experiences because Lean and Six Sigma has made a
So you're on mute. Sir, you're on mute.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. So this is about. I just was telling that this is a welcome, formal welcome, which I've just borrowed from my green belt and my green belt and black belt training program. These are the table of contents generally which we follow. Well, I'm not going to go into the details of that more, but let me talk about my company. So the company is into Lean Six Sigma certification for the last, say now, 16 years. And we were there much before than many of the certifying bodies today. See, after they came out after us. So we were the issuing the certifications. After that, a lot of certification body around the world have appeared. And by the way, we comply to all the certifying bodies. So our curriculum is the best of the best, goes beyond whatever the different certification bodies. Sometimes your own company can come out with a book of knowledge saying you should know all these things in Lean Six Sigma. Each and every tool and technique is covered in our Lean Six Sigma Green Belt Black Belt training program. This we have been doing for the last 16 years. We have a very good name in Europe and Middle East. We have a good name in India too. We have a good name in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Philippines and Singapore too. And but as I said, because we are based in Copenhagen, because of that, like most of our clients in the initial years were in Copenhagen, Denmark, Europe, European countries. National Healthcare Service of UK, they are our client. We have trained more than 150,000 professionals around the world in Lean Six Sigma, project management, CPHQ, certified professional and healthcare quality, and and we have got offices all around the world. A little bit about myself: I'm a chemical engineer, MBA finance. I used to work for 12 hours per day. If I take you back to 30 years ago, and I was working hard. I really wanted to earn a lot of money. And I'm also an amateur poet, by the way. It was an amateur poet, and I am still an amateur. But I really, I write, in Hindi and Urdu as well, some poetry, and I've published 2 books as well, along with the Anexas story, which is a best-selling. The Anexas story is not a poetry book; it is a story about our company and how we, by just doing Lean Six Sigma consulting, training as a company, how we grew up. And okay, so what happened? I'll take you back to say around 20, 25 years ago, when I was working in a petrochemical company, and one announcement was there that we will be selecting the top performers, some 10 top performers in the company, and we'll be sending you for a black belt training and certification. And I thought that while I was a young engineer, right, I thought I would be one of the top 10 performers in the company, and I will be nominated for this training. But unfortunately, the company did not think so, and they did not nominate me. And I was actually, I was not given the training. But a good thing I saw was that these people who were nominated, these people, once they got trained, they did some good projects, some good work. Their working style changed. Their attitude towards work changed. Their attitude towards solving the problem changed. They started looking at the problems as the opportunities. So the problems were no longer problems for them. Problems became opportunities. In fact, they were looking for problems. So I thought like I should also develop this mindset. And I waited for the next batch, but unfortunately, the next batch never came. And I couldn't get my, certification through the company. Then I thought I will invest my own money. And I invested some good money and went to very few places those days. And I'm talking about around 20 years ago. Very few places those days you had Lean Six Sigma certification. So I invested a lot of money and completed the project. And also, as they say, rest is history. So as I sit today in front of you, I'm a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt, PMP, CPHQ, 31 years of industry experience, consulted more than 20 organizations, including Fortune 100 companies, trained more than 150,000 professionals, and I have an aim of training 1 million green belts and black belts in the next 1 decade. That is why I'm doing all these trainings as much as possible. So that was about me and why I'm telling you all these things. One more, so I've guided more than 1,000 projects. My team has guided more than 8,000 projects in almost all the domains, be it banking, manufacturing, petrochemical, healthcare, all the top hospitals of Saudi Arabia and UAE. They are our client. Minister Health Minister of Saudi Arabia have attended our training. Health Minister of UAE, UK National Healthcare Service, and not only like Vietnam, government of Vietnam, like lots of clients around the world. The biggest petrochemical company, biggest oil company in the world, they are all our clients. You know them, right? I'm not going to name them much, but you know them. One of the projects is on YouTube as well. If time permits, I'll talk about partly about that project also towards the end. Let's see how much time is there. So yes, why I'm telling you all these things, because you too can achieve this and much more. And I want you to achieve. I want you to be an achiever. And that is why we have a very, very good offer after towards the end of the program, almost after 1.5 hours, I'll be telling you about very good offer, which will definitely catapult your career to the next level. More than that, in just next 1.5 hours, your knowledge definitely will increase drastically. That I can claim right away. Those who still don't trust me, yeah, we have got some more photographs for you. This London training, Bangalore training, Mumbai training. This I proudly always tell. This is the first ever training of black belt conducted anywhere in the whole world. Sorry, and not anywhere in the Middle East, whole of Middle East. Sorry for that, whole of Middle East. So the whole world saw the Lean Six Sigma black belt training being conducted in Middle East in 2006 or seven, and I take pride in telling you that I conducted this training. So yeah, that is something. And as I said, lots of photos, lots of Chinese hospital. This is the biggest shipping company of the world. This is the biggest cold drink manufacturer of the world in the US. There, I'm doing this training in US, and won a lot of awards in various forums. Appeared on TV shows. Some of you might recognize the gentleman.
Hi, I'm
This
Shekhar
is Z
Suman,
Business.
and I wish to congratulate all the Six Sigma certified black belt from Anexas.
So
All the
these are
best.
the Z Business show. I had like many episodes running where we covered about Lean Six Sigma, and in Hindi that if you want to see that videos of Z Business show, it is available. Just type in Anexas and Amitabh Saxena and I think Z Business show maybe. Yeah, or Zameen Se Falak Tak. I think that was the name of that show. So you can just type in and you can watch this. Yeah, so a lot of
On 21st of May 2019, I'm going to speak in American Society of Quality's World Conference in Fort Worth, Texas.
American Society of Qualities invited me for like 7-8 years for presenting the projects and good work done by us, our teams, and our certified green belts and black belts. Railways are our client, and so on and so forth. I'm not. Anyway, I'll just proceed. I keep writing articles in newspapers about Lean Six Sigma in Hindi, Urdu, and English. Times of India has published many articles in a book. So all these things I just wanted to share with you before I start, so that you can trust me. You can trust that I know Six Sigma a little bit. Okay, now let us learn about the benefits of Six Sigma. Okay, let us talk about. Okay, can you please answer this question? What are the similarities you see here? Can you tell me what are the similarities you see here? A manufacturing company improves production by 30%. A hospital reduces discharge time of patients from 3 hours to 15 minutes. 64% reduction in recruitment time in multinational company. Hotel improves customer experience. Bank reduces errors and cycle times, etc., etc., etc. Tell me, what are the things? Okay, so a lot of you are guessing, and I can see, yes, some of you have guessed it correctly. And yeah, it's about improvement. Yes, efficient work, time savings. Okay, welcome, Kamrul. Yes, Dr. Mohammed, welcome. So, yes, Christopher, Mohammed, Mukul Sharma, all of you are all giving right answers. Yes, thanks a lot. And yes, you're right that they are, as you have guessed correctly, they are all about improvements, and they are also one common thread. It's They are all Lean Six Sigma projects, and they are using data analysis to achieve breakthrough improvements. Okay. So we have done these projects, many projects around the world, as I told you. And okay. Some people are asking about administration. Is there a certificate for this training? There is a certificate. Toward the end, I will tell you the details, how to get the certificate. Okay, you have to attend the certificate. Yeah, for attend the training for that. Yes, there is the certificate. If you training is totally yes free. Yeah, yeah. You are already there in the link, so that's free. The training is free. Certification, you will have to a very minor, let's say, sort of 100 dirhams or so very, very minor money is there, or which my team will tell you, which is equal to what you will pay in for a lunch if you need the certificate. So my team will tell you towards the end how to register, etc. I'll request you to not ask the questions related to administration during the training, because what I will do, I will tell all these details, give you all the details. Some people are asking, how can I attend my green belt training and black belt training? I'll give you the details. You can register towards the end. I've got a very, very nice offer for you. Towards the end, I'll tell you about it. Don't worry, just have some patience. See, at least learn the yellow belt. Okay, learning the yellow belt will give you some confidence, and you'd like to become a green belt as well. See, in yellow belt also, I'm going to teach you some difficult topics, which are actually reserved for green belts. So easy topics I will definitely talk about, which are there for yellow belt. But not only that, I will talk about even the green belt topics. So when you do Lean Six Sigma, implement Lean Six Sigma, it is really helping the organization. So let me show you a quick video which talks about this. And this will also give me a little bit voice rest. For 5 minutes, I'll drink water and you watch this video.
Six Sigma bring it for you. Lean and Six Sigma reduces the costs, reduces the defects, wastes, rework, cycle times in a company. It also improves the quality, production efficiency, productivity, customer satisfaction, capacity, profitability, and resilience. And which CEO would not love a person who can help the company achieve all these things? So, well, Lean and Six Sigma green belts and black belts are those individuals who can do improvement projects in the organization by choosing improvement opportunities and converting these improvement opportunities into projects. It all started in Motorola when Bob Galvin, the CEO, took a challenge saying that I would like to improve everything by 5 times in the organization. And he was told about some statistical tools and techniques which Bill Smith and Michael Harry were using to improve the processes. Bob Galvin was so much impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing, he told them to develop a methodology which, if applied to the organizational processes, can improve the processes. So he was particularly impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing. They were choosing improvement projects. Now, what is the definition? As I told you, definition of a project is it has a starting point, it has an end point, it doesn't exist after some time. So Bill Smith and Michael Harry would translate the improvement opportunities in the organization to projects, and applying tools and techniques of statistics, they would find the root causes of the problem, and then after solving the root causes of the problem would impact the organizational bottom line. Both of them developed Six Sigma DMAC methodology. They started training the green belts and black belts. Green belts and black belts were the people who could fight all the quality related problems in the organizations. Six Sigma brought in a lot of benefits for Motorola, and it also won Malcolm Baldrige Award in 1988. Jack Welch of GE was so much impressed with this methodology that he told his employees that you would not be promoted if you are not a green belt. So everyone wanted to be a green belt, everyone started doing projects. Then GE started telling their vendors and suppliers that if you want to have business from GE, you need to implement Six Sigma. So vendors also started asking what is Six Sigma, and GE would say that we will send our master black belts and train you in this methodology. So in this manner, Lean Six Sigma spread out around the world, and today almost 80% of the Fortune 100 companies and many, many more companies around the world have implemented Six Sigma and Lean. Lean started in Toyota.
Hi.
Okay, so we learned about the history of Six Sigma, how it all started. Always better to know the history. Yeah. So now you know the context. Now let us learn what is Lean Six Sigma. So if you just ask me in just 3 sentences, tell me what is Lean and tell me what is Six Sigma. Okay. And by the way, our all training programs have both Lean as well as Six Sigma. We don't differentiate between the two. Sometimes, some people say Lean is better, Six Sigma is better. See, both are better. Both are achieving the same results. Both are, see, why to leave one in favor of other? Why not learn both? When you become a green belt, when you take a green belt certification from us, you take 2 certifications. One is Lean and Six Sigma green belt certification. One you take Lean expert. Both certifications come to you as a twin certificates, because we cover all the Lean topics in our green belt session. And otherwise also Lean Six Sigma, the green belt topics have a lot of overlap with Lean. So why not issue you 2 certificates? So always when you do a green belt certification from us, you receive 2 certificates. Okay, so coming back, what is Lean? If someone asks me, tell me in just 3 sentences what is Lean. So first, in simple layman's language, first is map the process, like go to the field, go where the action is, means watch the process, how the process is taking, how the things are taking place in your organization, in any process, and then identify the waste in the system, that is non-value added steps in the system, and try to reduce these non-value added steps so that you can reduce the cycle time of the process. You can use techniques like mistake proofing and 5S to achieve this result. So this is about Lean. Now, some of you would have understood, some of you would have just got confused, like what I'm talking about. It's simple. Okay. Dr. Edward Deming, he was a quality guru. He said, 85% of the problems are due to the processes, not due to the people. 85% of the problems are due to the processes, not due to the people. So don't try. See, if you want to improve something, you have to focus on processes, not the people. Why? Because a good person who is given a very broken process will not be able to perform, and an average person or even a person with a low IQ is given a very good process, excellent process. This person, you'll be surprised, this person, just by following the steps, he would excel. So focus on the processes. Don't focus too much on the people. Don't blame the people for any errors, mistakes, defects. Blame the process. And who creates the process? This middle management and senior management is responsible for creating these processes and ensuring the resources are in place. So senior management is responsible for all the problems in the company. And that's what Deming said. I'm not saying. So he said, focus on the processes. And senior management should focus on generating, getting the best of the best processes, designing processes. And if there is an there's a defect or an error, mistakes, identify what is going wrong in the process. Okay. This was about process approach. So have process approach. Remember this point. So all the tools and techniques in Lean and Six Sigma, they focus on processes. They don't focus on people, except for one tool, which is about change management. Towards the end, if you are still waiting, you still wait for half an hour more. I'll play you some more videos. I'll talk about change management also. That's also my favorite topic. In our green belt session, black belt session, we train you how to manage the resistance to the change. Okay, we talk about leadership skills. We will talk a lot of things, but 95% of the tools are all pure statistics and process oriented, because you are learning, when you're learning Lean and Six Sigma, you are learning an approach which uses data to improve the process. It is like a short data analytics course for you, but it is not a data analytics course which is boring. It is application oriented data analytics. It also tells you how to analyze the data and improve the process. See, the whole world ultimately is looking at benefits. There is no point if you are a data analytics person if you can't help me. So we teach you the part of data analytics which is helpful to the organization. You can help the organization, any organization. And if you help any organization will help you. It will give you a lot of money. It's as simple as that. So Lean, once again, in simple sentence, it is about doing Gemba investigation. Now, Gemba means what? Gemba in Japanese means go to the field, go where the action is. Go to the place of action. Don't sit in the room and try to make and write down steps or try to imagine what's happening. Go and see how the work is taking place. And once you see how the work is taking place, you will see a lot of activities are taking place which are not adding any value to the customer. So think from customer's perspective. Think from the perspective of the customer, whether the process step is adding value to the customer or not. If not, it is a non-value added activity. Now, what do you mean by the value addition to the customer? If the customer is willing to pay for a step, there are three conditions. If the customer is willing to pay for a step, if the step is performed right the first time, and if the process step brings the input of the process closer to the output, that means it's a value-added step. In short, if the customer sees some value, now what is the value? Let me take an example. See, these are all abstract things in value, mission, vision, some of like they're abstract things. Value means what? What is the end result? What is the additional thing the customer is looking at, what he's not having today? To take an example, if I take what is the value today you are going to get from this training? You're my customer. Now, if I look from your perspective, you are looking at addition of knowledge, learning some tools and techniques. That is the value you are looking at. That is the value. Now, to achieve that value, suppose I take a flight to your city and I teach you the same thing. In a nice classroom, in a 5-star hotel. Also, I make a nice booking, also air flight booking. I take a taxi, then I wait in the lounge and have a nice breakfast in the lounge. And then I wait for the boarding pass to be given to me. And I land in the city and so on and so forth. Book a hotel, stay in the hotel. They are all non-value added activity for you. You are looking at enhancement of knowledge, incremental knowledge. My traveling is not adding any value, and you also travel to the venue. It is also not adding any value. You can feel like you are sitting in front of me, and I'll make you feel like that. There's some trainers, when they conduct an online training, they'll say, okay, today we are going to discuss topic number 3. No. You will feel like in sitting at home, you are attending my classroom training. Even I'll tell you, in the classroom also, I can't be so energetic because 8 hours, I'm standing, watch here, sitting, relaxed in my room. Wow. I'm more energetic. So value is enhancement of knowledge, and all the other things which are done to enhance that knowledge, if they are related to enhancing the knowledge, yes, they are value added. But if something else, like transportation, is non-value added, please remember this. Now come, just remember this point. Now look at the 7 wastes. How to identify the wastes easily in our processes. There are 7 ways: overproduction, waiting, transportation. Transportation waste I just talked about, overprocessing, doing something more than required. Okay. Inventory, rework, rejections, underutilized resources. Underutilized resources means people are not given, they're underutilization of intelligence. You hire let's say, PhD person and give him data entry job. This is underutilization of intelligence and resources. You have approval process like delay. So many approvals, 7, 8 approvals. Approval is a non-value add activity. Anything starting with re. The thing should be done right the first time, I told you, right? So anything started with re, like rework, review, inspection, checking, they are all waste. They are non-value added activity. Now you will say, how can inspection be the waste? Yeah, you can ask. Inspection. Some of you are inspectors. You say, how can I be the waste? Okay. Now let me explain to you. See, you are not born for checking. Why you are checking? Because someone is committing a mistake. Someone is committing an error. And you are sure that he will commit an error. That is why you are checking. Why he is committing an error? Why you are there for checking? Why don't you produce? Why don't you contribute to production rather than checking? Because your people are not well trained. Raw materials are not of good quality. The inputs are not perfect. The process is not perfect. That is why the output is not perfect. That is why you need to check. That is why checking is resulting from bad quality products. If suppose someone tells you, in the last 3 years, I have never produced any defective product or service, would you like to have checking on inspectors? No. Suppose a company tells you, you go to a computer company, you buy a, let's say, laptop. The laptop company, the manufacturer tells you, we have kept 1,000 inspectors to check all our laptops. This laptop which came to you has been checked by 7 inspectors. You say, why? And the company asks, please pay for their salaries. They're asking actually. They add this their salary to the cost of the laptop. And there is another company which is, our assembly line, our production process never produces any defective laptop. Last year we had like zero defects. We don't have inspectors. And our costs are also low because we don't pay for the inspectors. We don't pay for the rework. Because once you produce a defective product, you also have to pay for the rework. You have to take this laptop back to the processing line, assembly line, and then again rework on it. It costs money. Who pays this money? The customer. No, non-value added activity. So identify, these are some examples of non-value added activities, and you work on them, reduce them. You will be surprised that 90% of the time which you spend in your organization, unfortunately, is dedicated to the non-value added activities. And this part needs to be understood. And we make you understand, of course, in short time, I can't make you understand all these things. But if you are doing that part, mapping the process, etc., these are known as lean application. We are using lean technique. This is like reducing the cycle time by eliminating the waste in the process is lean. Here you also learn techniques like 5S, arranging the place properly, workplace properly, removing unnecessary items, mistake proofing like pokayoke. In Japanese, they call it spokayoke. What is pokayoke? Anyone knows what is pokayoke? Pokayoke is mistake proofing, also known as fool proofing. Even a foolish person cannot commit a mistake. Okay, many people are from healthcare here. Let me give you an example of healthcare because everyone knows healthcare. Error proofing, yes, you're right. Yeah. Dhananjay, you know, yeah, Kanna also, you know. Okay, a lot of people know about it. So let me show you one maybe example here. Sorry. Okay, let me give you some example from hospitals. Okay, some people are from healthcare, so let me because or not see I'll give you manufacturing examples, so don't worry, don't think. So here, like everyone has gone for a blood test, right? So blood test process, if I do a process mapping, there are so many steps, but if you do a proper analysis, it just talks about that out of the 10 steps, only 2 are value added steps. Out of the 10 steps, only 2 are value added steps. Yeah. So we may feel that they are all required, but they're not adding value. We are not saying that you stop them, but they're not adding any value. A lot of examples. Ultimately, I'll just because I don't want to restrict myself to healthcare. I'm just taking an example now. So unnecessary process, motion, waste, waiting, person not utilized effectively, underutilized person, underutilized equipment, an MD walk. He's intelligent. His time should not be wasted. He's waiting for the operation theater to get ready. Nurse walking, not only nurse, in the manufacturing organization, in a warehouse, unnecessary walking, unnecessary transportation of forklift. All these things really end in a lot of money. Lab and pharmacy and second floor, radiation equipment, different floor, people going up and down, up and down, up and down. Have you gone to the hospital? They make you walk around so much. It's waste of your time. And if 800 people are visiting the hospital, you can imagine how much of productivity loss is there. Okay, I was talking about let me give you an example of some of the error proofing. Let me give you, see, doctor or surgeon should not forget anything. Yeah, while surgery. So we have an indented surgical instrument tray. Something is missing, surgeon will come to know that something is missing. This is Pokayoke. Okay. A rice cooker is another example. After a certain period of time, rice cooker will be switched off. After attaining a some certain temperature, automatically. Even if you forget, you will switch off. Even a foolish cannot commit a mistake, right? That is your Pokayoke. Okay, then comes, so one more example maybe I'll give. Some of the entries will not be, when doctor by mistake enters wrong dose, it will not take the incorrect dose. Oxygen cannot be connected to nitrogen because the yolks are like the connections are not fitting into each other. You cannot, by mistake, you cannot commit those mistakes. These are some examples, fixed number of packages during surgery. So all these things. Okay, in bank, in ATM, if you put the wrong password 2, 3 times, it will stop, right? Okay. Now coming to this is about lean, okay, lean. Then coming to the Six Sigma. Six Sigma is about reducing the variation in the process. Reducing the variation means, see, when the customer expects a product or a service, he doesn't like variation. Let me give an example. Let me give two, three examples. Let's say take an example of, let's say you want to buy a car. And in the showroom, the manager tells you, okay, sir, welcome. Okay, let me tell you, we have 10 cars. This first car, the brake is a little bit, lesser quality as compared to the second one. Second one, the headlights are really good. The third one, the seats covers are very nice. And the fourth one, you'll say, sorry, I can pick up any car. Your car should be all same. The variation should not be there. If he says, well, today's production is having a little less quality, but tomorrow we'll produce better, but day after tomorrow, I'm not sure. No. Every car coming out of the assembly line should be exactly of same quality. A laptop being produced by a company, 1,000 laptops per hour, each laptop should be of same quality. No variation in the quality. Or you go to McDonald's, okay? One day it serves a nice burger, next day it serves like, oh, sorry, yesterday we were nice, but today we are not. No. Even not only that, you go to New York, Dubai, anywhere in McDonald's, the burger quality will be same. You're expecting this predictability. It increases the predictability of your process and the product and your services. I know if I go to McDonald's, what I will get. Oh, I expect, I know, I can predict. That is known as less variation. Too much. See, some variation will be there, but less variation as lesser than what the customer expects. I hope you are with me. Okay. Now, when we are talking about variation, you have to learn some statistics. Are you ready? Are you ready to learn? Okay. So I'll talk about some statistics a little later when I start describing the project. Okay, don't worry. So reducing the variation and making it below the customer specification limits. We learn today. Every process follows normal distribution. We learn about that. It has an average. It has a standard deviation. We'll learn about that as well. Briefly, of course. And plus minus 3 times standard deviation. I'll talk in detail a little later after, say, half an hour or so. But yeah, I think maybe after 15 minutes or so, right? Not half an hour, 15 minutes or so, I'll talk about that. And we have got, every process got lower control limit and upper control limit. And every process has got a specification limit set by the customer. So specification limit is set by the customer and control limits are how the process is performing. So your control limits should be within the specification limit. Now it's too technical sentence. You would not have understood. If you have understood, that means you already have seen my earlier yellow belt training. So don't worry. If you have not understood, I'll explain in detail. But wait for a while. Let me talk about other general things. So when you want to improve something in your organization, in any organization, what you do, you convert that improvement opportunity into a project. As I told you already, project is a one-time activity. It is a starting point. It is an end point. Yellow belts are the people who know about the DMAC methodology and some tools and techniques, basic tools and techniques. And if you have attended my yellow belt training, you know even advanced tools and techniques. Okay, in the next 1 hour, now be ready. I'm going to teach you some advanced tools and techniques. This includes normal distribution, control limits. Then it also limits what is common causes, special causes in a process. This also includes a whole DMAC project, some box plots, scatter plots, histograms, Pareto charts, all these things we'll be learning at a quick. Now my speed will increase. Okay, don't worry. This training will be available to those who attend the training to the last, to the end. This recording will be available to you. I'll send you the link as well, and recording will be available to you to watch as many times as you want. So don't even worry about my speed. I may not be able to look into your, as I told you, to the chat box. So I'll just focus on now. My speed will increase. Yeah. So yellow belt who know about basics of Lean Six Sigma. Green belt who know a lot of tools, around 100 tools. Using these tools, they can improve any process in any industry. And the black belts are the people who know 50 more tools using which they can even predict about large populations of millions and billions using small sample size like 13, 40, using hypothesis tests, and also create new processes using design of experiments. The black belt. And the master black belts are the people who can train others, who can guide others, who can implement Lean Six Sigma in the organizations, who can consult others like me. Yellow belt is a 2.5 hour training. Green belt 3 days training, black belt, which we provide 3 days training. Master black belt is 3 plus a little bit of training. But when I say 3 days is like a session like this. We also give you a lot of videos, lot of training material, to read if you want to enhance your knowledge. But you don't have to really read all these things. This is just for revision later on. You should not forget after attending the class after 2 years. You can read that. You can watch those videos. Videos are of the highest quality. They're one of the best quality in the industry. I can claim that. I can tell you that. The videos are just superb. Means no other company, I can tell you, they cannot claim the high quality of videos which we give it to you or which we deliver. Okay, so this is total thing which you get yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and master black belt. Now, all these people, if you have yellow, green, black belt, master black belts in the organization, you can say that your organization is a Six Sigma organization. And what do? They all follow DMAC. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So whatever they want to improve, they will apply DMAC methodology to that. So let us apply DMAC methodology to one of the project. I will choose a project. Let's imagine that one organization wants to reduce the recruitment cycle time in their company. Okay. We'll choose a petrochemical company which wants to reduce the recruitment cycle time. Now, I don't worry about petrochemical company. Recruitment process is what we are trying to improve. So everyone knows what is the recruitment process. That is why I've chosen the recruitment process as an example. And we'll learn tools like CPHQ, project charter, which are done in define phase, measure phase. We'll collect the data. We'll tell the world how we are performing. We'll learn about types of data, normal distribution, control charts. Then in the analyze phase today, we are going to talk about cause and effect diagram. We will analyze the causes, why this problem exists, why the whatever problem you're trying to solve exists, and then we will zero down on the root causes. Why this? We will get 2 to 3 root causes using box plots, scatter plots, and process mapping. And then after that, improve phase, we'll see how to brainstorm on the ideas. And in the control phase, how to control the process using control charts, 5S and POCAIOQ. 5S and POCAIOQ I've already spoken about, so I won't speak too much after this. Okay, so this is an organization which wants to reduce the recruitment cycle time in the company, and they are following DMAIC. If you are a yellow belt, at least you should remember DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Can you write down? Can you write down in the chat box, please? What are the 5 phases? DMAIC. Please write it down. I know you are not taking notes, so at least I will make you write down the notes here in the chat box so that you will remember. See, when you are writing down, your 5 senses are working. You are listening to me. You are seeing. You have to speak also if you want. You can tomorrow you can get hold of your colleague and teach them the DMAC. Whatever you learned, you teach them. And you write, and you are feeling. I'm evoking some feelings in you. So all 5 senses are working. All the 5 senses are at work. You will learn better. You will not forget after 3 years also. DMAIC, define, measure. Thanks, Brijesh, everyone. Thanks for writing. Thanks a lot. I can see more than 100 people have written that. Okay. Now in define phase, I start with the CPHQ. Remember what Deming said? Deming said, use process, focus on the process. First, we form a team of so person who is doing the project is the green belt or the black belt, and the master black belt who's guiding is the master black belt. The manager of the process and whose process you are doing the project is known as the process owner, and the head of the department of the process in whose process you are doing the project is the champion or the sponsor. Sponsor, champion, process owner, master black belt. All these roles are defined. Champions or sponsors don't undergo any training. Process owners don't undergo any training. He's the subject matter expert, but he's the subject matter expert, but he will be giving us the data. So we have to identify them. You have to tell, hey, you are the process owner. You have to tell the recruitment manager, you are my process owner. I'm doing a project. You have to tell the HR director, even though he doesn't want to meet you, you have to say, sorry, I'm a green belt. I'm helping you to improve your process. And you are my champion. The HR director will feel happy. Oh, someone is telling me a champion. So this is about engaging the people. It's a team, you have to form the team. Team undergoes 5 stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. So you have to form the team. Once you are forming the team, people will have questions. So why I'm there? What is this? What is the objective? No, they have questions. We call it a storming. Why that person is made the project leader? Why I'm not the project leader? All these things. Then comes norming. Then the team is ready to perform. So all these things take place, and all these tools are already taking care of that. Then coming to the next step, Deming said, focus on the process. So what is the problem? Recruitment cycle times are high, but we are not focusing on the problem now. Let us focus on the process. What is the process? Recruitment process. Let us have a look at the recruitment process. 50,000 feet view. CPHQ, when you are constructing, you start with customers. You identify the customers, the departments, then the output of the process. What are the basic 5 steps of the process? You write it down. What are the inputs of the process? You write it down. Why I'm writing all these things? Because to have a systems approach, to have a focus approach of the process. Now I'm not going to blame the recruitment team. Now, see, otherwise what happens? Whenever there's a problem, I blame the person. I blame the recruitment. Recruiter is like lazy. Then we will abandon it. Oh, no, Deming, what did Deming say? Sorry, don't blame the people. Don't blame the people. Blame the process. So we will measure the outputs, we will measure the process, and we will be measuring the inputs. Measures of the output will be known as Y, and measures of the inputs and processes will be known as X factors. Please remember, output is Y factor, and measures of input process are known as X factors. Okay. Input process, X factors, output is Y outputs. Right? Up to here, you are with me. I hope I'm not too technical. Right? Even if I'm technical, I have to be technical. Now, I'm entering into a green. I'm trying to make you a dark greenish yellow belt. More some of the green belt tools also I'm going to teach. So process, so customer, output, process, inputs, suppliers. I have identified. I have a systems view now. Problem in the recruitment time. Recruitment time is high, maybe because of time taken to receive and shortlist resumes. Maybe the interviewing was delayed. Maybe the negotiation process is delayed. Maybe the IT system is not functioning. Maybe the job description is not available. So many factors are influencing my recruitment time. And you are blaming that poor recruitment manager or the recruiter. No, there's so many things which are responsible for high recruitment time. Now you are opening up, isn't it? This tool will help you to widen your thinking. Okay. Well, there is a video, and we also prepare you when you attend my green belt training or black belt training. We prepare you for the interview also. So let me show you one way of preparing for the interview. For each tool, I'll not play the video for each tool because it will be too much time. So let me talk about how we prepare you. So when
we are discussing about the Lean and Six Sigma interview questions. Let me talk about CPHQ. CPHQ is a tool derived from Deming's systems approach. He used to say that 85% of the problems are due to the processes and only 15% are contributed by the people. It is a tool that gives you 50,000 feet overview of the process. If you give me only one page to give maximum information about the process, then I would use a CPHQ. So if you are asked about the CPHQ, then you can say that it is a tool that is used to see the overall process in one instant. It gives the whole picture of suppliers, inputs, process, output, and customers. And the CPHQ, the acronym, stands for that. It makes us follow the systems approach of Deming. It is usually done in the define phase immediately after you have written the project charter. Once we know the project, then we make a CPHQ on the process in which you are doing the project. This helps us to focus on the process rather than blaming the people for all the defects, errors, and delays. To make a CPHQ, we move from right to left. That means we start by identifying the customers, then the output, then process steps, and the inputs and the suppliers. CPHQ helps us to identify the inputs or the X factors which are influencing our output, that is the Y. Because Y is function of X, CPHQ is the starting point of using the statistical methods. After that, you can give an example of a CPHQ of a process from the organization for which you are appearing for an interview. I hope you found this useful. If you liked it,
Okay, now let us proceed further. When we talk about data, there are different responses. People don't like, they don't give you the data. They say, oh, you are collecting the data and you are going to make some analysis out of it, make some graphs and charts, and you are going to present to the senior management. You are going to reveal my inefficiencies. I don't like, I will not give you the data. Or some people will say, I have too much of data, but we don't know what to do. Take away what the data, but it's of no use. It's all numbers to you. And some people will say analysis is too complicated. So all these excuses are gone now, because you learn something new today. Do you agree with this? Some data, some things can be measured, something cannot be measured. Do you agree with this? Yes or no? Okay, sorry to tell you, you have to disagree. Okay, so there are three rules. You can't improve if you cannot measure. And the second rule is you can measure everything. The third rule is if something cannot be measured, go back to rule number 2. That is, everything can be measured. How? Let me tell you. There are two types of data, continuous data and attribute data. Okay, so let me use this video to just, because that will speed up my delivery, but otherwise I will start talking about something very interesting. As you're watching the video, I'll just have a look at your comments as well, and I'll try to prepare myself to give answers after 2 hours of training. I'll be giving answers to your questions too. So just have a look at.
how can you measure anything? There are two types of data, continuous data and attribute data. Continuous data can be represented on a number line. It can have a decimal place. It can also have a unit. Say, for example, age, height. Age is 52.5 years. That's my age. Height, maybe 180.1 centimeters. Cycle time of a process 3.5 hours, or procurement time in an organization 120.3 days. These are all continuous data because they all have a possibility of a decimal, means they can be expressed in decimal points, and also they all have a unit. Now let us talk about attribute data. Attribute data can be expressed in categories, and categories can be counted. Say, for example, if you want to measure happiness, so easiest way to measure any attribute data is to create a category, and if possible, you can create a binary category. A presence or absence of that attribute can be one of the simplest categories. So if I take the example of happiness, two categories I can create: happy, unhappy. So if I want to increase the happiness in the employees in the organization, then I can always count how many employees are happy. Let's say 60 employees are happy and 40 employees are unhappy. I can express this as proportion. That means proportion of happy employees in my organization is 0.6 and proportion of unhappy employees is 0.4. And it can also be expressed as percentage. Now this proportion or percentage, they don't have a unit. And a count, like 60 employees, I can't have 60.1 employees who are happy. So the count will not have any decimal point. So this is what continuous data and attribute data is. It is very important to know the difference between continuous and attribute data. And it is very important to understand what is continuous data and what is attribute data, because the tools which you are going to use in the measure and analyze phases, they depend on what type of data you are dealing with. If you are dealing with continuous data, then you might use histograms. If you are dealing with attribute data, you may use pie chart or Pareto charts or bar charts. If you are dealing with combination of continuous and attribute, like in inferential statistics, then you may be using box plots and scatter plots and regression, ANOVA, chi-square, etc. So the tool usage depends on the type of data you are dealing with. So it is very important to understand the types of data.
Hi, I'm Amitabh.
Okay, so that was about your types of data. By the way, I hope you understood. Did you understand types of data, two types of data? Okay, and do you agree now that everything can be measured? See, if you see something cannot be measured, try to create a category. Easiest category is presence or absence. Presence or absence of that particular attribute. Like some people say, I can't measure feelings. Some people say, I can't measure. By the way, I noticed one more thing. I'm wearing the same tie in the previous video. Oh, right now. See, look at the same tie, right? I don't remember the shirt is also the same, but anyway. By the way, I keep changing the shirts. Don't worry. I have many more shirts as well, but this was just a coincidence. I just remembered, just saw that. Okay, good. Now, okay. Now, what is the next thing you'll do, my dear friend? You will go to the customer. What you will do? Let me tell you. You will go to the customer and ask the customer, how do you feel about my process? How do you feel about my output? Now, this technique I'm telling you is generic. I'm just applying, I'm applying it to recruitment cycle time, but this technique is generic. This technique is like, suppose you are producing defects in your production units. Output is your produced unit, and the defect will be the measure on it, okay? Or weight, viscosity, all these are we measure. So I'm just talking about recruitment cycle time, but this is applicable, all this technique which I'm learning, I'm teaching you, that it's all applicable to all industries and all units and all products and all services. The output can be product or output can be a service. Right now, I referred to output here as the service, which is recruitment. Recruited employee is the output. But if you are manufacturing cars, then the car will be the output. And the characteristics of the car will be the measures of the car. So the techniques are same. Now I go to the customer. I ask, okay, how do you feel about my recruited employee? The employee will say a lot of, say, they will tell you, give you a lot of statements. They will say, well, I don't like you. You take a lot of time. You told me I'll recruit the employee in 2 months and it's like 4 months now. Now, all these similar voices will be captured together. We'll collect all the similar voices together and we'll convert them into measures. And we know everything can be measured. So whatever the customer is telling, the language data needs to be translated into measurable characteristic, measured data. So here, if I were to just tell you about the process, maybe I'll just talk about it. So when you correct the voice of customer, okay, when you correct the voice of customer will be giving you the voices and statements, or sometimes facial expression also. Now he will look at you, he will say, go away. That is also a statement, but I have to measure it also. How strongly you are against me on 1 to 10 scale. And don't ask the customer like that, but you have to prepare the scale. So whatever the customer is telling, you have to convert these statements. You have to grip the similar statements together. We call it as we call it affinity technique. Affinity means similar things come together. So similar like all the statements related to delay, long time, cycle time, it's all related to speed. All statements related to the attitude of the staff, related to the attitude. All statements related to the errors, mistakes, related to number of mistakes. So we will combine the similar causes together, similar statements together, and we'll get our voice of customer. Okay, so I'll just
now let us move to perceptions of your products or the next chapter, understanding the voice of customer. Now, what is voice of the customer? The term voice of customer or VOC is used to describe customers' needs and their perceptions of your products or services. Once you have identified your customers and outputs from the SIPOC, now it is time to collect VOC, that is voice of customer. So you have to go to the customers and ask, how do you feel about my product? How do you like my product? Or how do you, what's your opinion about my services? There are two ways of collecting the voice of customers. One is reactive systems and another one is proactive systems. Reactive systems means information comes to you whether or not you take any action, like for example, customer complaints. And in proactive systems, you need to put effort into gathering the information. So let us take some examples of reactive systems. Reactive systems examples could be customer complaints, technical support calls, claims, credits, contested payments, product return information, problem or service hotlines, customer service calls, sales reporting, warranty claims, web page activities, etc. And these typical reactive systems generally gather data on. VOC systems examples include direct customer observation, interviews, focus groups, surveys, comment cards, data gathering during sales visit or calls, market research, market monitoring, and benchmarking. If you are choosing to interview
So cut the long story short, because I can't go into the details of every chapter. So voice of customer here was that it takes too long to recruit the right candidate, and now I get my measure, the CTQ, that recruitment cycle time is what I'm going to work on. Okay, one interesting question. Dhananjay, I think Dhananjay is, I think that's what is asking. We know defect generated by machine, which is property of that machine, and we don't have power to remove that machine. So forced to do inspection. Why? So see, replacing, you have to calculate the cost of inspection, and then convince your management that the cost of inspection and creating rework and wrong defective products. See, because if you are inspecting means you are producing defective products. Defective products, producing a defective products costs money. Probably that the cost of defective products, the wastage you are like the money you are spending on that producing that waste is much more than the cost of the machine. But we don't think like that. It's an annual cost of producing that waste and reworking and having inspectors calculate that cost. Probably it is much more than the machine. Maybe the new machine will give you money back in 6 months or 8 months. So do this calculation and it will help you. Okay, thanks for asking this question, but okay, sorry for diverting. So now we create a nice project charter. Now we create a project charter. Problem statement, the recruitment cycle time is 50 days. And then goal statement, we would like to reduce this 50 days to 30 days. A SMART goal statement, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Is it a SMART goal statement? Can you see that? Reduce recruitment cycle, reduce recruitment time of engineers, from 50 days to 30 days. It's a SMART goal statement. Okay, now I go to the measure phase. I collect the data, make histograms and control charts, and calculate the sigma level. So the problem, recruitment cycle time is high, is due to lots of causes, the X factors. See, what you see is the symptom. Like you go to the doctor. Okay. You go to the doctor with a symptom, like I'm having fever. So doctor he's a Six Sigma specialist. It's not like if I try to use Six Sigma there. First, doctor he doesn't treat your symptom. He first measures the symptom. Like he says, he measures your body temperature maybe. We call it a CTQ, critical to quality characteristic. I'm not going into the details of those jargons right now. That's the measure. So for the doctor, measure is your body temperature. But he doesn't try to reduce the body temperature. He goes to the root cause. He collects data. He does an X-ray. He does a blood test. And after that, he says, oh, you have got this problem. And then he gives the medicine to that X factor. Okay. So similarly, like a green belt and black belt, they are also like a doctor. Green belts and black belts are also doctors of processes. They treat the processes. The process owner comes to them. Okay, my process is ill, sick. My machines are producing defects. There is an issue. Customers are complaining. So complaints, defects, errors, mistakes, all these are symptoms, but you have to go to the root causes. So Y is function of X. Y is just the effect, but causes lie somewhere somewhere else. So I have to get to the root causes. So let us learn about some basic statistics. So as I told you, most of the processes, they follow normal distribution. Okay. So if I take an example of recruitment cycle time, okay. Recruitment cycle time. If I take an example of recruitment cycle, okay. Let me play a quick video. I do, see. Actually, I love to do it in a small, like as a reduced speed and very nicely. In the green belt, we have interaction. I keep asking you, have you understood? If not, you have any questions. But right now in a yellow belt, it will be like fast. And if as I told you, if you don't understand anything, don't worry. What did I tell you? Watch the video one more time. Okay. So let me play a short video which explains, and that will also maybe, that's a little fast, but just I'll check with you. I'm playing this video for the first time in the yellow belt training. So let me check with you. Are you able to understand this? If yes, good. If no, don't worry. I'll explain. I can, but I can spend some good time. Just give me 1 minute. I'm trying to pull out that video. And yeah, okay. I'll not go into the standard deviation part. Let me, okay. Okay. So why data is important? Let me talk about that first. And then be able to know let me talk about, I think let me directly jump to the, yeah. So now I'm going to talk about normal distribution. See, Carl Friedrich Gauss, he found in 19th century that most of the repetitive processes, they follow normal distribution. Now these repetitive processes, they follow normal distributions, and it is known as normal distribution because it is normal to obtain a normal distribution. So when you talk about how does the normal distribution look like? So let me show you that. It looks like something like this. This is the probability distribution obtained from the histogram of a process. Let's say I take, if I take an example, let's say if I take an example of your time taken to travel to your office every day. So you can collect the data like 30, 25, 26, etc. You can collect the data. You can get an average. So let's say average is 30 minutes. Let us say average is 30 minutes. Then Mr. Gauss, he also found one additional thing. What did he find? The average, every data set, like 30, 25, 24, 29, 32, it will have an average. Let's say average is 30 minutes, your traveling time is 30 minutes. And the standard deviation, it will have a standard deviation, which is denoted by a Greek letter sigma. Or sometimes S, because it's a sample standard deviation, then it is S. Now, I'm not going to talk about how to calculate standard deviation in this training, but it can be easily calculated. I'll tell you, I'll show you a software. Even in Excel, it can be easily calculated, but it will always have, a data set will always have a standard deviation. So let us say standard deviation is calculated, it is 5. So Mr. Gauss found one interesting phenomena. What is the interesting phenomena he found? He found that plus minus 3 times the standard deviation, lies the total population, from where you have got the sample. They say, for example, if I take our time taken to go to the office, On an average, you take 30 minutes and standard deviation is 5 minutes. If you just give me 10 samples, from 10 samples, I can predict about your whole year travel to office. How? By applying Gaussian theorem. What did Mr. Gauss tell? Average is there 30. This will be 1 standard deviation, this will be 2 standard deviation, this will be 3 standard deviation. This will be -1 standard deviation, this will be -2 standard deviation, this will be -3 standard deviation. I hope you are with me till now. Okay. Okay. Right? Got it? Up to here you are with me. Can you predict those values? What is 1 standard deviation? 30 plus 1 times 5. 35. Yes. What is 2 standard deviation? 40. What is 3 times standard deviation? 45. What is -1 times standard deviation? 25. What is -2 times standard deviation? 20. And what is -3 times standard deviation? 15. Okay, have you understood this part? Okay. See, Gauss, Mr. Gauss, he found this. What he found? Every process, like if I take the average, let's say, if I collect the data of your ages, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that now. But suppose I collect the ages of people attending this session. 25-year-old, 32-year-old, 41-year-old, 35, 32, 28, 29, 21, 22. It will have an average and it will have a standard deviation. Don't even worry about it. How to get the standard deviation? I can even tell you, if I have the data, there's a Minitab software which we train. We teach you a Minitab software when you do a green belt training with us. We give you a software and we teach you this green belt, the Minitab software also. So let's say I collect the recruitment cycle time. If I am taking an example of recruitment cycle time, so if I collect the data like this, okay, 52 days, 47 days, 50 days, etc., etc. Just with the click of some buttons. Now, don't worry about which button to click because I'm not teaching you that right now in yellow belt. But in green belt, we do it together. So start basic stats, like go to graphics summary and I'll get recruitment time baseline. So I can say that average recruitment time of my employees is 50 days. Standard deviation is 4.7, which is 5 days. Okay. This I can easily get for any graph, any data. So once I have got an average, so like say if I take an age of all the people who are attending my session today, average age is 35. And let us say standard deviation is, let us say, how much? Let's say average age is 40 and standard deviation is 5. So I can predict that 99% of the people who are attending my session are within the range of 35, 30, and 25. So 99% of the people who are attending this session are between 25 to 55. Now, how did I get that? Actually, I have to collect a few samples, just 10 samples, because there are around 200 people attending this session, maybe I think more. Yeah, I think, it's too many. So, but I just collect 10, 15 samples. 15 sample average and standard deviation will give me prediction about all the 200 people or even 2000 people, even 20,000 people who are likely to attend my session in the future, because it's a sample. You are a sample drawn from a population. We're just collecting 20, 30 samples. Actually, 30 is the good sample size for 30 is a good sample size for continuous data. So if I just collect 30 samples, I can predict about I can predict about whole population. So this is true for your products also. You are producing laptops, just collecting 30 samples, I can predict about 30,000 laptops. If you are having you are a call center and you are making 100,000 calls per day, I want to predict the average call handling time. I can just collect 30 samples, take an average, get a standard deviation, and predict about 100,000 calls or even 1 million calls done by your call center. I can see the range. That is what Mr. Gauss found. Okay, so I hope you you understood this part, right? Now, very quickly, for those who have understood, and for those who have not, please watch the video one more time. You will understand this. This is minus 3 times standard deviation is known as lower control limit, and this is known as upper control limit. LCL and UCL, lower control limit and upper control limit. This is also known as voice of process. VOP, voice of process. Okay. And the process. Now, very quickly, this concept, I'll just run very quickly. So, as I said, I'll not repeat this part.
Y factors. Once you have collected the data, then it's time to display the data. We also use descriptive statistics here, so you can use a histogram, you can make a control chart, you can display the data collected as run charts, etc. To give you a little bit idea of what is control chart, let us take a simple example. Suppose I collect the data of my travel time from my home to office every day, and I find that on an average I'm taking 30 minutes and standard deviation is 5 minutes, and we know how to calculate the standard deviation and how to calculate the average. Now, if I plot the data on a histogram, then lower control limit would be minus 3 sigma limits, that will be 15 minutes, and upper control limit would be 45 minutes, that is plus 3 times the standard deviation. So lower control limit being 15 and upper control limit being 45, I can say that my travel time is going to vary between 15 to 45 minutes. So you can expect me to travel to my office every day between 15 to 45 minutes. If someone asks me why this variation between 15 to 45 minutes is there, I can tell him that it is due to common cause variation. What is common cause variation? I can say that the variation between 15 to 45 minutes is due to lots of factors. These factors can be the traffic on the road, the weather, the car I use, my mood, or it can also depend on at what time I start from my home. So a lot of factors, which we can call it as X factors, are affecting the travel time, which is the Y here. So I can make the statement that the variation between 15 minutes to 45 minutes is due to the common causes. Means all the causes are acting on my system and producing this variation. This is known as voice of process, as if my process is telling, my traveling process is telling that I will take between 15 minutes to 45 minutes. Now, if I take 60 minutes to travel to my office, then same question is asked to me, that why did I take 60 minutes? Then my answer won't be that all the causes are acting on my system and producing this variation of 60 minutes. I might be able to point out a cause. We call it a special cause. So I may say that I took 60 minutes because maybe today there was too much traffic on the road, or it can be any factor. So when I go out of control limits, I can specify a special cause, and we call this variation as a special cause variation. So we have two types of variation: common cause variation and special cause variation. Common cause variation is part of the process, part of the natural variation of the process. And special cause variation is assignable variation. I can assign a cause to that particular event. Now, what is the difference between common causes and special causes? For special causes, you need to take immediate action. Means you need to take a prompt action so that you are able to bring the process within control. But for common causes, you should not take any specific action. Usually, the common cause is within the control limits, and if you want to act upon the common causes, you might have to change the control limits, and changing the control limits takes effort. You may have to do a DMAC project, You may have to do a lean project. You may have to do a Six Sigma project. And that's what we are doing. That is why we say that lean and Six Sigma is applied to chronic problems. A process is behaving in a certain way. It is behaving within some control limits for a long, long time. Last 6 months or 7 months, your procurement time has been, say, 120 days plus minus 30 days. And I would like to change the control limit. I would like to change the DNA of my process. And that is why I would need to do a Six Sigma project. To understand the variation a little more, let us take another example. The information services.
Okay, so that was about, some people are asking why it is plus minus 3 only, why not plus minus 4? That is the theorem. That is what Mr. Gauss found out for us in 19th century. That is, theorem means it exists in nature. It is like that. It is like, it's the way the things are. So we are using that theorem, that finding, to our advantage. Yeah. So that plus minus 3 is always there. Yeah. For 99% of the population. Okay. And don't confuse it with sigma level. I have not even talked about sigma level. There's not enough time to talk about sigma level. Okay. So now let us go back. We have learned a lot of statistics. Now what we will do? We collect the data on our recruitment cycle time. We'll also identify a defect. What is a defect from customer's perspective? Customer's perspective, defect definition is any recruitment taking, let's say, more than 60 days is a defect. So I collected number of defects 27 divided by 47. I make the histogram, and I also calculate sigma level, which is about defects per million opportunities. Now, I'm not going to talk, it takes around half an hour to 45 minutes to explain the sigma level calculation and the Z distribution table, which of course, not part of the yellow belt training. But just to tell you that we calculate a sigma level. Higher the sigma level, better is the process, quality is better, less defects it is producing. Lower the sigma level, more defects it is producing. So this is the way it is. Then we move to the analyze phase. The analyze phase, we identify the root causes. We go to the root causes, and then we can do 2 doors. We can follow 2 doors: process door or lean door or data door.
Process door and data door. In the data door, generally you start with a cause and effect diagram, then move to control impact matrix, then maybe you would like to do the root cause analysis using 5 why techniques, or you can move on to the Pareto analysis and get your vital few. Once you have got the root causes, you can validate them using box plots and scatter plots. In the process door, you will do the value stream mapping and get the non-value added activities and move the 7 wastes and identify which activity is taking longest time. You identify the constraint, and then you apply techniques like escape technique to further improve the process and suggest a new process. Whichever route you are following, finally you will end up getting the root causes
for your project. Okay, when you are generating the causes, you can use cause and effect diagram. Cause and effect diagram is also known as fishbone diagram. And when you are creating the causes, you should use brainstorming technique. So first brainstorming is not done for generating the idea. The first brainstorming is done to find out the root causes. Okay. So this just maybe there are some basic rules of brainstorming. Let us learn about some basic rules of brainstorming.
Give equal opportunity to everyone who is participating. So tell them to participate, and you can use different techniques. As I told you, we will be learning in the improve phase. Capture all the ideas. So document all the ideas. Whatever is being discussed, whatever ideas the participants are given, someone should be there to document, or a scribe you can appoint to document all the ideas. Leave your designation and ego along with your shoes outside the meeting room. That means don't think that if you are senior, your idea carries more weightage. So obviously this ground rule should be very clear to everyone, and everyone should be encouraged to give an idea, and everyone's idea should carry equal weightage. There should be a non-threatening environment. When people are giving ideas, they should not be afraid of giving ideas. So you should create an environment where people should be encouraged to give the ideas. Also, we should ensure that wherever the brainstorming is taking place, there should not be any disturbance, so people are focused on brainstorming. Sometimes people might deviate from the topics. There is a tendency that some important issue crops up during the discussion. So at that time, you can always create a parking lot saying that, well, this idea or this issue is very, very important, and we can park it to be discussed after a while once we complete the brainstorming on this particular topic. We should encourage people to fantasize freely. We should not put brakes on our thoughts. So you can give some out-of-the-box ideas, you can give some wild ideas, and if people are giving you wild ideas, they should be encouraged. If you give a specific duration of brainstorming, we should try to complete the brainstorming within the time duration and defer evaluation. Now, this is one of the rules which is often violated. People start discussing the ideas. Someone gives an idea and someone else says, well, it will not work in an organization. Or some other person gives an idea and someone else comments that, wow, it's a great idea. So don't evaluate. Reserve your comments for evaluation at a later stage. When you are generating the idea, when you are generating the root causes, they are not to be evaluated. You cannot say that it is a good idea or this is a very good root cause which you have thought of. No evaluation, just write down whatever is being suggested. Generate quantity, do not worry about the quality at the initial stages. So you have to generate lots of root causes, lots of solutions, more the better. A pearl diver, he dives into the sea to find the pearls. If he just collects 10 oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very low. But if he collects thousands of oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very high. So similarly, if you want to collect great ideas, some of the out-of-the-box ideas, some creative ideas, then definitely you should create more and more ideas. So how to generate those ideas?
That was about generating lots of causes. Once we generate lots of causes, then we also map the process. We map the process, identify the non-value added activities, the 7 ways you may find. And also you can apply escape technique. What is escape technique? For each step, so this step number 1, ask 5 questions. 5 questions. Can I eliminate? E means eliminate. S means simplify. C means combine. A means automate. P means parallel. I don't have time to describe this. My team will put a video here. Video link. So you can watch that video later on. Okay, escape technique. What is escape technique? So what I will do, I will ask question. Can I eliminate? Yeah, I can eliminate this step. Can I simplify? Yes, I can simplify. Can I combine? Yes, I can combine these 2 steps. Can I automate this step? Yeah, why not? So you will see that after 1 or 2 hours of simple discussion or doing an escape technique, after making a process map, you will come out with a totally new process. Because your team will wonder, there are so many things which are happening, which we are doing, which is of no use. So this is one way of applying the process mapping knowledge and the knowledge of non-value added activities to improve your processes. Then you can make a cause and effect diagram, as I told you. Invite people, let them have brainstorming. A lot of brainstorming done. They're given a post-it notes. They have given lots of causes. Now I can't work on each and every cause. I have to prioritize. So we use a voting technique, and after voting, we prioritize the causes, which is the highest and to lowest. So this is known as Pareto analysis. Pareto was an Italian economist who found that 80% of the wealth in Italy was with 20% of the people. We also call it as 80-20 rule. And Joseph Juran, he applied to this quality, and he said that 80% of the problem is due to only 20% of the causes. So maybe if you're listed, let's say 40 causes, out of 40 causes, only 4 of them, or 20% of 40 will be 8. So only 8 of them will be responsible for the root cause. So just focus on these 8 causes and your problem will be solved. So we did a Pareto analysis. In fact, it can be very easily done. It can be done if you're using a Minitab, and we train you in Minitab in our Green Belt training, as I told you. So Shivraj is asking, what is P? P means parallel, doing parallel. Escape, parallel, in escape, right? Eliminate, simplify, combine, automate, and parallel. Okay, so here, let me talk about this. Okay, Sorry. We're talking about recruitment time, right? Yeah. So recruitment time, I've got now man, machine, material, method. These are the 6 M's generally we use: man, machine, material, method when you're creating a fishbone diagram. So I can just create a fishbone diagram using, I write down all the causes and create a fishbone diagram. And I'll get a fishbone diagram. I can cut and paste it on our PPT. Things are easy nowadays, right? So you do a brainstorming with the team and then make your cause and effect diagram in just few seconds. Then you list down all the reasons why recruitment is taking more time. So every recruitment will assign a reason. Sometimes there can be 2 reasons also. Just write all the reasons. You'll find that some of the reasons are appearing again and again. Let's say assessment time, job description not available. They are repeating again and again. So what you will do, you'll 10-minute tab. Please count them. Tell me, arrange them in the descending order. Okay, arrange them in the descending order. So, and make a Pareto chart. So just asking Minitab to do a Pareto chart, Minitab will do a Pareto chart for you. It will count. Everything is done by the softwares nowadays. You don't have to do anything yourself. You have to just cut paste the analysis and post it on your PowerPoint presentation. So here, assessment time. Assessment time, it's taking long time. Assessment. Job description not available. Approval time. Types. So these are the top 4 reasons which are delaying my recruitment. I'll focus on those top 4 reasons. Okay. So then, after doing this, of course, then I move on to the improve phase. Generate a lot of ideas. So let me talk about a very simple technique of 635 technique to generate ideas. You can use this. Actually, some of the tools, you can use it tomorrow itself in your office. If you don't worry about forgetting them, because the video is available to all of you who attend this training for full 2 hours. A video will be also, everything will be available to you. So just let us have a look at one of the brainstorming techniques. You can always.
635 brainstorming technique. I have used this technique in many organizations and we have obtained a lot of good results. In just 30 minutes, you can generate 108 ideas. How? Here the team members brainstorm ideas on a written form. It is also known as silent brainstorming technique. We take 5 minutes to write down 3 solution ideas on the first row of our form. So a form or a white sheet is given to each one of the participants, and in the 5 minutes they write 3 ideas. Once they have written down the 3 ideas, in the next 5 minutes, again they have to write the 3 ideas by passing on the form to each other. You keep on circulating the papers till the time you receive back your own paper. So you can imagine that in the next 30 minutes, once the form is circulated to everyone and you have looked at the form of each other, you would have generated 108 ideas in just half an hour. While you are participating in 635 technique, you can add ideas.
Okay, so rules of brainstorming I already told you about. So they use 65 and one more technique, which I'm not going to describe now here, but they use different techniques to generate lots of ideas. And then for each root cause, they generated so many good ideas and they implemented those ideas. And once you implement those ideas, then don't feel too happy. Don't feel too happy because things will improve immediately. For 1 or 2 months, they will improve in an improved state. But the real win is when you keep the process in an improved condition forever. The DNA of your process should change. It should be like a totally a new process, and you should be able to sustain the gains for a long, long time. For that, you have to have control systems in place. You have to have standard operating procedure. You have to train the people in the new procedure. You have to have a control chart and some advanced control charts, which of course are not part of your yellow belt training, like P chart, NP chart, C chart, U chart, X bar R chart. So a lot of things, process management, dashboards, these are all part of self-audits, reviews. These are all part of your control phase. So once you do that, of course, you will find that your process has changed for better and your customers are happier. So that's what happens in an improvement project. And I hope you understood what is DMAC. Okay, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Can you write DMAC? What we understood? DMAC, DMAIC. Right? Okay. So whether you have understood or not, let us play a game. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is your chance to win 10,000, not $1 million. Okay, ready to play? In life, you have a lot of difficulties, but all difficulties can be solved by using green belt and black belt tools and techniques. Okay, here is the first question.
Let's play. Here we go.
First question for you for $10,000 in front of your screen. Which of the following is not a deliverable of the DMAC measure phase? Your options are definition of the why, proposed solution, measurement system analysis, or process capability. Right answer will give you $10,000 and wrong answer will not give you anything. You have all four options, and of course, you have got 4 lifelines too. If you're not sure, you can use a lifeline. Okay, and most of you have got the right answer. What is not a deliverable? What is not a deliverable of measure phase? Proposed solution. Proposed solution is the right answer. Proposed solution is the right answer. Measure phase will not give you the solution. What will give you? Which phase will give you the solution? Tell me. Which phase is going to give you the solution? Improve phase is going to give you the solution. Okay? Yes. Inputs to a process are called. Inputs are known by which other name? Option A, the X's, B, the Y's, C, out of scope, or D, gauge R&R. Okay, yes, almost 99% of you have given the right answer. It is A. Okay, anyway, I'll just move forward because we are running out of time. Okay, so I just wanted to ask you one question. Okay, before I'll talk about more. Maybe I'll talk about more. Don't worry. But before that, let me ask you one question. Would you like to become one of the most valuable person in the company by applying process improvement statistical tools? Okay, and if you can just answer this question too, I'm just putting ending poll. So just if you can just answer this poll. When are you interested to learn further as green belt or black belt session? So if you are interested in learning immediately, so I have an year-end offer for you. Year-end offer. It's not going to be same again. Okay, I'm launching my last green belt and black belt session for the year. After that, of course, the prices will change. So if you are interested in attending, you can enroll in the link provided here. And yeah, so if you just, I'll be closing this poll. So if you are, yeah, so please, yes, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for participating in the in the poll. And yeah, you'll be getting a certificate for this session also. I'll tell you the procedure for that. So if you become a green belt or a black belt, you will get rid of inability to do anything. If you face a problem in your organization, You will not be living with the problem. You will not be waiting for a better opportunity. You will not be depending on a job. Okay. So training on weekends. We have Fridays and Saturdays, training on weekdays. Yeah, so you have already enrolled Dhananjay. It's the same offer for you. Yeah, all year-end offers the same offer. Yes. So I'm starting this session this Friday. Okay. So we have 4 options. You can join either on Friday, 26th, or you can join on Sunday batch, another batch starting 28th. And it will be Fridays and Fridays and Fridays, or Friday, Saturday sometimes, or Saturday, Sunday. Sunday batches I will be mostly on Sundays or sometimes on Saturday, Sundays. Friday batches are especially for the people who are from Middle East, and Sunday batches are the people who are from the countries where you have Sunday off. And those who want to attend morning sessions, you can attend only morning sessions. There's a 2-hour morning batch going on, starting on 29th. And there is another evening batch also, which happens on 29th. It starts on 29th. It's evening 2 hours. Okay. So you can attend that, reduce the cost, improve the quality, become a problem solver, consult your own organization, start on your own. You will be able to save a lot of money for the organization. It enhances your career. Hike of 20 to 50% have been reported in the salaries of our students and our certificate. I'll show you some of the work. Okay, maybe I'll show you about this later. Let me talk about
Mr.
so you have answered yes. So you'll get partnership with us, and we are there for a long, long time. After 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, also you can still be in touch with us. Our organization is into this in full time, and is one of the best known organization, approved by all IASSC. We are following all the certification body patterns. You can appear for any other exam if you want. Your company, if they run their own exam, sometimes you can appear. We also conduct our exam. You'll get a certificate which is globally valid from Anexas Europe, and we are affiliated to IASSC. Okay, so you will be getting green belt certification, you'll be getting black belt certification, you'll be getting lean expert certification, you'll be getting master black belt if you are interested. So many things you can get, plus Minitab software, virtual project completion, annual membership to Alumni Group, PMI, PMP PDUs if you are a PMP. We also conduct project management trainings. So if you are a PMP, you'll get all these things. If you are interested only in green belt, no problem. You can do green belt or black. If you are doing green belt, you always get lean expert. And the total price is really costly. It's $3,000. But if you are enrolling before the year-end offer for this year, this batch only, this batch is applicable only for this batch, a lot of things are coming to you for free. Okay, a lot of things are coming to you for free. If you enroll only for green belt, lean expert comes to you for free. If you enroll for green belt, black belt, master black belt, or along with green belt or any certification you enroll, a lot of things will be coming to you for free. On top of it, 50% to 75% more discount will be applicable. It depends on what you enroll for. If you are enrolling for green belt only, then discount will be less. If you are enrolling for black belt and master black belt, the discount will be more. If you're enrolling for our bigger package, there's a project management, CPHQ, Lean Six Sigma, green belt, black belt, master black belt, and around 9 to 10 certifications total, including the yellow belt. Yellow belt will be free for you if you are enrolling for both green belts and black belts, or any of our program. So certification from Anexas Europe, it's an accredited training organization of IASSC. And as I told you, we are highly renowned company, especially in Middle East and Europe, and in India, and even Canada, in US as well. So you will be getting a lot of stuff. You'll be getting 50 projects from various industries. We'll be giving you 50 projects, worked out projects, totally solved projects. real projects from 15 different industries: manufacturing, services, banking, IT, hotel, logistics, all processes and all domains. You'll be getting projects, real projects. We'll be giving it to you. And then we'll be doing a classroom project also. And if you submit that project to us, you'll get one more additional certificate for free. That's project completion certificate. Now, it's just 3 days of your time investment and a little bit of money, which will make a huge difference. So trust me, it's a great value addition for you. It's a great investment for you. And as I was telling, that this is a great year-end offer. From 2022, our prices are going to increase. Okay, we are very much in demand and our prices are going to increase. And I can tell you the kind of knowledge, the kind of experience which we'll be sharing in our classroom is phenomenal. Okay, some of the clients, let me talk about some of the organizations where we have implemented, some of the people who have undergone our training, what they have to say about it. Okay, so just for your information, these are the trainings. And if you are interested, can you please please attend our, please register for the, so if you're interested in only yellow belt certificate, please register. There's a link given separately for each of the things. Yellow belt certificate only, if you're interested, register for that. If you are interested in green belt and black belt, the link is given there. So you can register for any training program. And all of you are invited to attend my green belt, black belt, master black belt training. Now, I've got some more things to teach you. Okay, I just wanted, because some people were in a hurry. So I just, thought of just telling you about, some people are asking questions about how to enroll, what is the cost, etc. So I just told you about it. It's not a cost, it's an investment. Okay. So I'll just, let's say,
the reliability of the time it takes to update our queue time boards, because as you know, every minute that guest waits in a queue line is super important.
We had the brainstorming session with the team and we went through a few topics and then we chose the most appropriate one for the course. The chosen topic was Reduce Facilities Management Service Request Closeout Time.
So I was eager to use statistics and data analytics to solve a business challenge. One of the challenges we had is the erosion of the retail per capita spend in Ferry World Abu Dhabi, and that was my topic.
Well, actually being an HR professional, recruitment lead time has been always a problem across the board. So taking that subject in specific will help me improve onto the recruitment cycle.
So what we had worked on was redesigning the product launch process, which we've now implemented.
We had a discussion within our team and the most critical area that we faced was our closing process. So we decided among ourselves that this is the one that we should go for.
Yeah, the course that we did was a week-long online facilitated course. It was fantastic. It showed us the whole methodology behind Lean Six Sigma, and it also provided a various amount of tools that we could be able to use to improve all of the existing processes that we have here in the park.
Well, it was 1 week training. It was very interesting and always energetic in terms of interaction in the class. Every single day has been different and the knowledge sharing has been remarkable.
This gave us a broader perspective to understand the issues, and it gave us opportunity to do some brainstorming, and we were able to come up with better solutions from a wholesome perspective.
It was a very stimulating experience where we met every day with the colleagues, all very engaged, eager to learn and keen on and willing to actually pause, step back from their day-to-day work to get some new perspectives. So it was really a refreshing exercise.
When an issue comes to us, we try to think about it from a Lean Six Sigma perspective. We try to define the issue, we make a project charter about it, we try to analyze it. So it has changed the perspective of how we look at issues.
Statistics allowed me to understand the root cause of the problem and come up with the very targeted improvement initiatives that we aim at implementing within the year. So every dirham per cap increase would represent 1 million revenue uplifts in a standard year, so the impact can be significant.
Well, this program is in benefit not just for me as a recruiter, but it helps the whole organization in terms of how we can identify issues, how we can look into problems.
So what's really exciting is that since we completed the course and we implemented all of the changes that we worked through, we have 100% seen a decrease in the time that it takes to upload the QTime boards, which is really cool. And one other really exciting thing is that one of the recommendations that the team and I put forward through in our project, for the project I should say, is that has now been funded through the business. So you'll have to watch this space for more. I can't tell you just yet.
I would say satisfaction, quality, and experience. And I say that because my project was focused on how we can improve the product launch. So we wanted to get customers satisfied and improve the customer experience. And we wanted to improve the quality of the products that we were issuing to guests and the overall process that we had within the business to launch new products.
I would say that it has definitely brought consistency to the team, awesome efficiency for sure. And the only other word I can kind of think of is it's brought alignment, not only alignment within the department, but with all of our rides here, also alignment within the business and even with our competitors. So it's a win-win.
Okay, so just one more thing. I'll just show you some of the things. See, once you complete the project, once you complete, like how do you implement Lean Six Sigma if you're doing a top-down approach? We form a steering committee and we select a lot of projects in the organization. So suppose if the organization decides to launch a Lean Six Sigma initiative, then we choose the champions and the sponsors, and they undergo a one-day training, or half-a-day training. The senior management undergo a champions training. And once they undergo the champions training, then they nominate the people, they nominate their team members. So it's the way they have nominated, like senior management underwent a training. And once they say this is a Swiss company undergoing a senior management of a Switzerland company. In Switzerland, it's one of the largest pharmaceutical company of the world. It underwent, the senior management underwent a training. And after that, we played a game in fact there. After that, they nominated, now this is another company I'm talking to. So senior management nominates the green belts and black belts, the high performers, and then once they come into the training.
1, 2, 3. Anti-Muda.
Having a slogan.
Slogan. 1, 2, 3. Green air, go. Okay. And your song. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, go.
Song, the team is coming out of the song.
We are the champions, we are a team. Wow. Yay! Well done. And your team name, 1, 2, 3. Your slogan.
You will have a similar experience that our online virtual classroom also. Don't worry. We create teams, we do the projects together, and you'll have a similar experience. And once you complete the project, like if you're implementing an organization, so then you get certified. You present your project.
Well, we have Alex with us, and he has done excellent Lean and Six Sigma projects in National Healthcare Service and in hospitals. So, Alex, would you like to tell us something about it?
Hello, I'm Alex Wells, Head of Service Improvement at the Royal Liverpool University Hospital. I've been really fortunate to present today on how us as a trust are using Lean and Six Sigma principles to deliver better care for our patients. I've presented today on a lot of the work that we've done around how we've improved patient outcomes, reducing mortality, improving length of stay, and also talked about how we can actually realise some financial benefits from that. Over the past 2 years, we've been really fortunate that we've done some good work, and it's actually delivered us £2 million worth of quality efficiencies through delivering better patient care.
Okay, so that is like Bank Muscat.
Hi, my name is Rajiv. I
A
work
lot
for
of
Bank Muscat.
like this is the biggest logistics company of Saudi Arabia.
My name is Mohammed Al Bayati. I'm the CEO of Napel. Through Anexas, Mr. Amitabh has teach me and more than 1,000 employee of Napel, Six Sigma and Lean processes. This affected our bottom lines by millions of riyals, and it is having a big impact in changing our company from a local company to a regional or multinational company. Thanks to Anexas and Mr. Amitabh.
Okay, so that was this is a oil rig production. This was a production. Even Deputy Health Minister of Saudi Arabia, he has attended our training. So I was just talking about him.
We have
Dr. Tarif
Alama with us,
He's
Deputy Minister.
kind enough to give excellent credentials to us. Similarly, there is one project here. This is ADNOC, the largest oil company of UAE.
4 years ago, somewhere in Middle East, one of the largest oil companies took up a Lean and Six Sigma project to reduce the rig move time from 7 days to less than 3 days. By doing so, they would increase their production capability without investing in additional equipment. I'm Amitabh Saxena from Anexas Consulting, and on 2nd of May, in American Society of Quality's World Conference, I'm going to talk about how around 50 people of different nationalities came together to solve a problem which was considered to be very, very difficult. In our journey, we used lots of Lean and Six Sigma tools and techniques, including the change management methodologies and advanced statistical tools. In our 10 years of existence, our company has completed many projects, but this project still stands tall amongst all of them, just like Burj Khalifa. So see you.
Okay, so lots of projects, lots of experience, and you'll be getting. Now, let me talk about some Lean Six Sigma application in various industries. So manufacturing industries, yes. So can we play for manufacturing industries? Now, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. So please register. I would like to welcome you to my training this weekend. So I'd like to see many of you there. Yeah. And our batch size, generally we restrict to a particular size. So of course, 4 batches are available. So you won't be disappointed, I'm sure. There are 4 batches available. But sometimes it does happen that if overshoot the size of, then we have to, you have to look for next batch. So register today. If you are registering, a lot of discounts will be applicable. Okay, my team, can you please play manufacturing? So these are the weekend timings, yeah. Yes, Gianni would like to ask something, yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, manufacturing example, can you give a manufacturing example, my team? Yeah, so I'll tell you about applications in manufacturing. I'll tell you about applications in which other industry you want. Is there a certification for this session? Yes, there is a certification. If you are enrolling for Green Belt, the certification is free to you. If you are only not taking a certification only for Yellow Belt, then there's a very minor cost, which is approximately 100 dirhams or 100 riyals. Okay, Jamila, if you're already registered, then Yellow Belt certification is for free for you. It will come to you along with your Green Belt and Black Belt and If you are registered for Master Black Belt, it will come together with everything. Okay. Yes. So yeah. So my team, are you able to play the video of manufacturing, Lean Six Sigma and manufacturing, or I'll play for it. No problems. The world we have created is the product of our own thinking, and we cannot improve the world without improving our thinking. The long-term chronic problems of manufacturing companies like low productivity, lower machine efficiency, high rework, high inventories, high product wastage can't be solved using only experience, logic and intuition. You might be a good operations person, a good engineer or an excellent operator, but you need to have basic knowledge and understanding of some problem solving and process improvement tools too. Here is how Lean Six Sigma can improve your processes in manufacturing. Lean Six Sigma is defined as a business improvement method that aims to maximize the shareholders' value by improving the quality, speed, customer satisfaction, and reduce the costs. It merges tools and principles from both Lean and Six Sigma to do this. It has become the most popular business strategies for deploying continuous improvement in the manufacturing industries. With its help, you can make sure that only essential steps remain in a process. The moment I say Lean Six Sigma techniques, high quality, low cost, increased profits, and customer satisfaction should automatically come to your mind. It is very rightly said that machines are mere pieces of metal if they cannot be made efficient. Lean Six Sigma helps you to do this. What is the core of Lean Six Sigma? It's DMAC. Yes. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. It helps you to reduce the existing problems with unknown causes. Here we train the staff of the manufacturing units as the green belts and black belts, and they convert all the problems into improvement projects. So now the difficulties become opportunities. Then they complete these projects and get certified. It's a win-win for both the organization and the employees. Now, how does Lean Six Sigma decrease the cost? Shigeru Shingo said that the most hazardous waste is the waste that we do not recognize. Firstly, Lean Six Sigma focuses on removing the 7 wastes like overproduction, transportation, inventory, etc. from a process. In manufacturing sector, this step can lower the cost of a process by leaps and bounds. Secondly, Lean Six Sigma focuses on solving the problems caused by a process. Here we focus on the processes, not on people, because we believe that 85% of the problems are due to the processes and not due to the people. Defects in your product can cost your organization a fortune, so the focus is on reducing the defects by focusing on the processes. Let me talk about some Lean Six Sigma tools that can be used in manufacturing. Value stream mapping, Kanban, 5S, cause and effect analysis, control charts, DMAC, 5 Whys, Kaizen, hypothesis tests, etc., etc., etc. Let us talk about a few. 5S. A well-organized workplace becomes important if you want to eliminate waste and reduce the errors. 5S is the way to do that. Control charts. By understanding the control charts, you can understand the difference between the common causes and special causes. For special causes, you take immediate action, and for common causes, you take long-term actions. Kanban. It is a visualizing tool on maximizing the flow of goods and work without unnecessary inventory or transportation. Then we have 5 Whys. Ask why 5 times, and you will get to the root cause of the problem. Hypothesis tests. They establish the relationship between the outputs and inputs, and you can get the root cause with 95% confidence. Value stream mapping. It is used for defining and assessing the movement of the raw materials from the beginning of the process to delivery to the customer. It is a way in which the current state of a process is documented and the future state is visualized. If you want in-depth knowledge about all the tools and techniques, you can always join my Lean Six Sigma Green Belt and Black Belt training programs. So that was about Lean Six Sigma in manufacturing.
I hope you have got a clear picture about why Lean Six Sigma is so important in the manufacturing industry. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you don't want to miss out on our important updates on the tools and techniques of Lean and Six Sigma and even project management. Happy learning!
Okay, I think we can show the maybe construction or which area you want, which is the yeah, you can list down. So construct. Someone asked about manufacturing, then maybe we can talk about textiles. I think someone was from textiles. Are you still there? We can look at the textiles, or whichever is there, like all the 5 industries.
How can you use Lean and Six Sigma in the textile industry? Is it really helpful? Which is better in this industry, Lean or Six Sigma? There are so many questions I have received on the use of Lean and Six Sigma in the textile industry, so I thought of making a video to clarify this. Before explaining the benefits of Lean and Six Sigma, let us discuss some of the problems that occur in the textile industry. These are wastes of raw material and finished goods, shortage in supply of raw material, increase in cost of raw material, power shortage, competition in foreign market, rejections in shipments, manufacturing errors or defects, and so many more. To sum it all, the major problem faced is that the resources are less and the targets are difficult to reach. This is when Lean and Six Sigma comes to the rescue. Both Lean and Six Sigma are applicable. I suggest don't fall into the trap of choosing one over other. Why not have both? Textile being a field dealing with a lot of variations and defects in each process, it is the ideal place for Six Sigma application, and increasing the speed using Lean implementation will make a significant difference. Anexas has implemented Lean and Six Sigma in textiles, fashion houses, export houses, and buying houses, and has achieved the following benefits. We have improved first sample approval percentages while working with the buyers, improved buyer satisfaction levels, increased repeat business, improved supplier evaluation processes, improved merchandiser performance, reduced non-conformances in audits by buyers, reduced business risks, improved processes at the source, including fabric purchase and inspection, stitching, embroidery, packing, and shipping, to reduce rejections at later stages. Elimination of manufacturing errors and defects have been seen in many Lean and Six Sigma improvement projects which we have implemented. We have also reduced the cost, delays, and rejections in the shipments. Here is a case study. Lean Six Sigma follows DMAC, Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, and Control. In Define phase, we found that annual customer complaints were well over 10%. In Measure phase, major faults that occurred in final product were analyzed by using histogram and Pareto for prioritization, and in Analysis, FMEA tool was used to find out the RPN values for different causes and effects, and actions were taken accordingly. What is FMEA? Well, let me tell about FMEA in short. It is a systematic analysis of potential failure modes aimed at preventing failures or errors. First, the potential failure modes are identified and corrective and preventive actions are taken. Then, after the corrective actions are implemented, process is re-evaluated to determine if the result is acceptable. To know more about FMEA, you can see my video on FMEA available on YouTube. In Improve phase, various suggestions for improvements were given. Some of the major ones were: proper training was provided to the quality inspector, quality awareness program was conducted for operators and checkers, a suitable quality manual was prepared for the unit, work instructions were developed and issued to each of the departments, quality defect identifiable boards were put up across the departments. Introduction of quality checking systems or formats and constant monitoring by a trained quality inspector brought about drastic reduction in quality defects levels. There was a significant decrease in defects per million opportunities, that is DPMO. So we saw approximately 65.5% reduction in product defects after the quality system was implemented. The process sigma level was improved for both the product types. In percentage terms, there was a jump in process sigma level by 22.48% in the product. Sales of the product also increased by $30,000 per month. In the control phase, we created control charts and control plans to sustain the gains for a long time. I hope you understood the importance of Lean and Six Sigma in the textile industry. With this one case study, we have got many more case studies. For more clarifications, write a mail to enquiry@anexas.net and keep learning.
Happy learning. Thank
Confused about Lean and Six Sigma? Here is everything you need to know. Let me start with the training objectives. The first one is to educate you in Lean Six Sigma. Our main objective is to provide you with the right education. When you give your hard-earned money to anyone for anything, your priority must be to get the best results out of it. I understand that, and in fact, everyone here at Anexas believes in that, and this is why we keep quality of training as our highest priority. Second one is to enable you to improve processes. When you think about Lean Six Sigma, process improvement should be the first thing that should come to your mind. Identification of risks, errors, defects in a process and removing them is what LSS aims to do. The third one is to make you a star performer. To elaborate a little bit more, being a Lean Six Sigma Green and Black Belt will signify that you are capable of helping your organization reduce risk and eliminate errors and defects. You can improve business processes and sustain quality improvement since LSS is flexible in every domain. Your worth will increase in every industry. You would gain hands-on experience in quality management and much more. Now, let me tell you if Lean Six Sigma can be a good career. If I go on to explain how good a career Lean Six Sigma can be, then you will have to listen to me for the next 2 hours. But let me keep it short and explain the career opportunities in LSS. You can be a process improvement manager, Lean Six Sigma consultant, more efficient operations manager, quality director, chief quality officer, healthcare quality specialist, lean manufacturing engineer, process development engineer, compliance structural engineer, reliability engineer, operating system specialist, senior IT project manager, data scientist, project engineer, director, performance excellence, etc. Now, let me tell you how we provide the training. The first one is learn from home. All our trainings are conducted online currently, so you can sit at your home comfortably and get trained to become a professional green or black belt. I have an experience of 30 years in this field and I can proudly say that I am the best person you can learn LSS from. Next is, certificates provided by Anexas are valid internationally. But during the training, we focus on learning the concepts, tools and techniques and everything that the course has to offer. I believe that certificates can be provided from anywhere, but gaining knowledge and the right guidance cannot be provided by everyone. And the third point is, all courses provided by Anexas are practical. We do not simply explain the concepts on paper and move on. We teach you how to implement those techniques in projects and in real life. So, if anyone asks you whether you know how to use these techniques in real life, you can proudly say yes. We offer weekday and weekend trainings. Everything is at your convenience. So all you have to do is to set your mind on your target and leave all your worries to us. So what are you waiting for? Join me in Lean Six Sigma training and let us work together to give you the best future you deserve.